Genesis chapter 6. And y'all do not know, we're on, for this month, we're teaching on vision. Vision. Where am I going? What's next? And we're calling this series the blueprint. The blueprint for my life, the blueprint for my city, and the blueprint for my church. And so we're going to deal with all these things, but it's important that you have vision in this season of your life. It's time out for you doing stuff just to do stuff. Yeah. Hello. You're right. Somebody. That you have to be intentional about this season. You have to have vision. So today we're going to talk about vision for your life. Genesis chapter 6. I'm going to jump around this chapter. I'm going to read verse 9, I'm going to read verse 13 to 14, and I'm going to read verse 20. Okay, starting at verse 9. And I'll be reading from, I believe this is the New Century Translation. It reads on this wise. It says, verse 9, it says, "This is the family history of Noah. Noah was a good man, the most innocent man of his time, and he walked with God." Skip down to verse 13 and 14. And it says, "And he said to Noah, because people have made the earth full of violence, I will destroy all of them from the earth. Build a boat of cypress wood for yourself. Make room in it and cover it inside and out with tar." Verse 20 says, "Two of every kind of bird, animal, and crawling thing will come to you to be kept alive." Now, I know we kind of jumped through this chapter, but I want to deal with the vision for your life. The vision for your life. There was a lady by the name of Helen Keller. She was born in Tuscumbia, Alabama. She was the first deaf-blind person to earn a bachelor's degree. And she has this quote. She says, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision." The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. And a lot of us have sight, but we do not have vision. Vision is the capability to speak what you do not see. See, let me just speak prophetically in some of y'all lives right now. See, let me tell you that it won't always be like this. See, some of y'all are going to grab a hold of this and some of y'all not. That no matter where you are in your walk of life, it won't always be like this. You won't always be this broke. Somebody should have said something. You won't always be in college. You are going to graduate. See, this is what vision says. Vision says what you are not, but it says where you're going. See, I need somebody to grab a hold of this. Because if you start believing where you're going, you'll start speaking it even though you don't see it. I feel like preaching already. Because I'm passionate about vision, because in order for you to go anywhere, you have to have vision. If your vision is limited, guess what? Your life will be limited. And the problem that we're having right now is that we're living life, but we do not have vision. So what we do is we done partnered up with folks as an experiment. We live life as an experiment. We try stuff out. Why? Because we do not have vision. Now, what is this thing called vision? I know, Pastor Adrian, you talking about, yeah, I can speak it, and, I believe it, and I need vision. Yeah, don't do stuff as an experiment. But Pastor Adrian, what is vision? And then, I love giving definitions. The definition of vision says, the act or power of anticipating that which will or may come to be. Listen to the definition one more time. It says, the act or power of anticipating that which will or may come to be. Anticipating. Now, this is my problem with this definition. It says that we are anticipating that which will will is speaking that it will come to pass. But then the definition goes back and says, may. That just don't make sense to me. You just said that it will come, then you said that it may come. See, this is the problem with us, is that James 1:8 says, a double-minded man is unstable in all of our ways. The problem is, on Sunday we got faith. On Sunday we speak in vision. On Sunday, and see, wait a minute, because we can't use all Sunday. We got to use between the hours of 10:30 and 1:30. Because, you know, we got vision during that time. Because we just got out of church, we feel good about ourselves. This is when we have vision. But it says that the definition says anticipating that which will, that means it is coming, but then it says or may. The problem is that we are double-minded, that we have vision that it may happen, but then we turn around and kill our harvest by saying it may happen. You're right. I have a problem with a few words that we use. One is hope. I understand the definition of hope. I understand it. And it's good in certain areas of your life. But when you start speaking prophetically over your life, you can't use the word hope. When you start saying, I will be healed, you can't start saying, I hope to be healed. You have to start speaking vision over your life. And your life goes into the direction that you speak your vision. And if you speak down, guess where your life is going? If I speak in prosperity and I speak faith and I speak the Bible says, speak those things that are not as though they were. And so even though I don't feel good, I speak that I am good. Even though I don't have an abundance, I speak that I am living abundantly. Even when I don't have, I speak that I am. And see, this is what we have to embody, that we speak faith out of our mouth. See, our problem is that we're just like the definition. On Sunday, we're like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's all good. But by Sunday night, I just don't know. And immediately, you sowed seeds in church where you were sowing seeds of faith according to your vision. And then immediately, by Sunday afternoon, you poured up the seed that you just planted. How in the world are you the sower and the tiller? How do we sow the seed based upon what we say that we believe, but then we kill the harvest before it's made manifest in our life? You have to learn that even when I don't see it, I'm still going to speak it, that it may manifest in my life. Let me tell you something about vision carriers. The reason why we're dealing with Noah, because Noah was a vision carrier, and I believe that Noah created the blueprint in which that we should live our life. And the thing about blueprints is, before anybody develops a blueprint, they first have to have the vision. They first have to have the vision. And the problem has become is that we haven't read the blueprint for our lives, which is our word. And we've been building stuff by experiment. So what has happened is, you will build something, find out you don't like it, and destroy it. Then go over here and build something else, find out you don't like it, and destroy it. Let me park on somebody's street right here. I deal with somebody, date them, find out I don't like it, then I destroy it. I try a job, found out I don't like it, then quit. I get in a friendship, found out I really don't like them. Am I preaching to somebody? All right, because it's real quiet in the church today. Found out I don't like them and they're leaving. I get married. Because everybody telling me it's time for me to get married. Get in the marriage, realize I don't really like the person I'm married to. Then want to get out. Why? Because we deal with people according to where we are, not where we're going. And if you have vision for your life, what you have to say is, are you going to be here for the long haul, or are you going to be here for the season? See, some stuff in your life, I got to have vision to where I'm going. In in this season of your life, and let me say this as your pastor, let me say this even if you are a visitor, I'm speaking into your life. In this season of your life, you cannot afford to get hooked up with people just to get hooked up with them. Come on, son. You got other stuff to do than to waste your time with folks that's not carrying your vision. You are called to be a vision carrier. And watch this. Be careful with walking and befriending folks that don't have the same vision you do. Yes, that's right. And I'm not talking about the little minute stuff, because everybody's not going to agree on everything. But I'm talking about the overall vision. Stop hanging around with folk that don't want to see people be happy. That's right. That's right. Stop hanging around with folk that just want to gossip all the time. That's right. Amen. Stop hanging around folk that carry gossip and carry drama and then wonder why drama in your life. Because you're not around vision carriers, you're around drama carriers. Yes. Ask your neighbor, what are you carrying? See, you got to be careful that you get connected with folk that's carrying vision. I ain't got time to be lollygagging. I ain't got time to be kicking it just to be kicking it. I ain't got time just to quote unquote have fun. I gotta go somewhere. Why are we using Noah? Noah does a few things that I believe that were so influential, and I think that we overlook the story of Noah and we discredit Noah's vision because we say, well, Noah really didn't have vision because God told him what to do. That's all vision is. It's carrying out and having the ability to see what God told you to do, even though it's not nothing for you to copy. Noah had the mentality that even though I've never seen this before, I'm going to do something that's never been seen. And let me tell you something. You have something on the inside of you right now that God purposely gave you. And let me also tell you, if your vision can be accomplished with just you, it's not big enough. If your vision can be accomplished with just you, it's not big enough. You need a vision that's bigger than you. Because if you could just accomplish it, it wouldn't be a need for God. Your vision should be so big. Watch this. Let me park on somebody's street. Your vision should be so big that it scares you. Come on. Your vision should be so big that it scares you. Your vision should be so big that you're walking around and you're saying, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. But all I know is who's going to let it happen. And you just start walking. Your mind just always waking up. You thinking about it. Your vision should be so big. Because if you could accomplish it right now, guess what? Your vision ain't big enough. Noah. Things about Noah that we want to lift today, and I'm going to let you go home. Number one, when you are a vision carrier, you have to get comfortable in being crazy. You have to be comfortable in being crazy. You have to be comfortable in being crazy. The Greek word for crazy is a word called ekstemi. Ekstemi. It has two meanings. Ekstemi has two meanings, which both of them mean crazy. One meaning is, it says, to lose one's mind. The second meaning of ekstemi, which is crazy, is to astonish greatly. I wish somebody could understand this. Ekstemi is the Greek word for crazy. One definition is to lose your mind. The other definition is to astonish greatly. So when people say that you're crazy, really what you're saying to God is that God, I just want to astonish you greatly. This is what Noah was saying. Noah said, I'm going to follow the instruction, but I got some vision, and I know people are going to call me crazy. When you have vision, you know people are going to call you crazy. Especially when you start operating in vision. Oh, you be prepared that when you start operating in vision and operating in everything that God has called you to operate in, you're going to lose some folks. People are going to say you done lost your mind. People are going to say, what's going on with you? What's wrong with you? Why? Because you're operating not in what they want you to operate in, but you're operating in what God has called you to operate in. Get comfortable being crazy. And for years, as Noah built the ark, people called him crazy. Because Noah was building something that had never been seen before. God has called each and every one of you to create something that's never been seen before. He's called each and every one of you to create something that has never been seen before. See, the thing about Noah had never seen a boat. He had specific instructions on how to build it, how big to make it, and what to do as far as his building. But he had never seen a boat. It's easy to create something if you got a model to it. It's easy to create something if you can look at it and say, I'm just going to copy this. But Noah was called to create something that had never been created before, and then he was preaching something that they had never heard before. He was preaching rain. They had never seen water come from the sky. See, when you're a vision carrier, get comfortable in looking crazy, because you're going to be saying stuff that people are not used to you saying. You're going to start speaking faith and people not even going to recognize what you're saying. Why? Because they've never seen it before. When I tell people all day, every day, listen, we are saving souls and we making a move here on Winchester Road. People tell us, well, that can't really be done in Huntsville. Listen, you can't tell me what can't be done if you ain't never seen it done before. Watch this. When you are a vision carrier and it's something new, everybody will come against it. Why? Because it's something that they've never seen before, and people are afraid of what they have not seen. When Noah was speaking, everybody was timid. Everybody was, what are you talking about, Noah? Oh, we've never seen no water come from the sky. The water's on the ground. The water's on the sea. What are you talking about, Noah? We've never seen water come from the sky. He kept preaching rain. He kept building the boat. Noah had enough vision to understand this, is that I'm going to build something even though I don't really know what I'm building. All I'm going to do is do what the Lord told me to. Let me give you this nugget right here, is that when you are trying to operate in your vision, and you're saying, Pastor AD, how do I know my vision, or how do I get my vision? Notice the first thing in Genesis chapter 6, verse 9. It says this. It says, this is the family history of Noah. Noah was a good man, the most innocent man of his time. Watch this, the last clause of this text. It says, and he walked with God. If I declare over my life that I want to operate in vision, first thing I must do is walk with God. Our problem is you don't have your vision because you're not walking with God, you're walking with friends. And so whatever they say that they think you should do, you end up doing. I think you'd be real good at this. I think you really should try this. Or I really think you should apply to this job. You're so friendly. You have to be careful for folk telling you what you should do.
Come on.
If I want vision and I want God's vision for my life, I have to walk close with God. So number one, get comfortable looking crazy. Get comfortable looking crazy. Let me tell you this. Don't allow your vision to be limited by your environment or your surrounding. A lot of times you can have vision for something, and it's limited based upon what's around you. Also, you can have vision for something, and you're limited based upon how you were raised. And you'll begin to talk down upon yourself based upon your circumstance. But what God has given you is greater than your circumstance. The vision that God has given you is greater than your financial situation. What God has given you is greater than how you were raised. You can't allow your vision to be tarnished based upon your environment or what's around you. You have to keep and guard your vision. Oh, preparation is the highest act of faith. If I say I believe God, then I have to start preparing for what I said I believe. Preparation is the highest act of faith. See, let me put it like this. We can't be sitting at home talking about the Lord gonna bless me with a job and you ain't applying for none. You can't be talking about, oh, the Lord gonna bless me and I'm gonna graduate and you don't go to class. You can't say the Lord gonna bless me with the promotion on my job and you don't show up to work on time. The highest act of faith is preparation. And if I believe God, I prepare even before I see it. All Next Christian Center, let me say this. All the chairs are down. Yes, sir. The highest act of faith is preparation. And even though we didn't see it, I had enough vision. Y'all making it hard for me this morning. That even when I don't see it, I act on it because I'm preparing for it. That when I believe God, I start preparing for what I say I believe. You believe in for a new car, just don't sit in your garage. I believe in for a new job, just don't sit in your garage. Whatever I'm believing, I start preparing. How are we saying that we believe God, but we're not preparing for God? How? God cannot send. See, we want to get ready after the blessing comes. At that point in time, it's too late. So what God is saying is, he says, you have to get ready before it comes. Y'all understand me? Yes. Oh, let me see. That hit my butt. Okay, there we go. Listen, I can't wait until after the blessing comes and say, now we ready. I have to prepare before it comes. That God, I'm waiting on you to move. Because you already gave me the vision that you're going to move. So when the blessing comes, I can't be trying to build stuff after it comes. This is for my folks. When you understand that God is taking you higher and God is telling you to take steps, you will say, I'll start walking on the ladder before my time comes. That God, even though you have not told me, or even though you have not given me everything that's up here, I'll start taking steps right here. That when I believe God, and I truly believe God, that I'll start taking steps to receive what is here. Preparation is my highest act of faith. And if I have faith, I'll start preparing for what I'm believing God for. I can't sit at home saying God's gonna take me higher. Oh, let me speak to somebody. You need to start opening up more accounts. Yes! Yes! Because God, what God is going to send, you got to start maneuvering money around to different accounts. I know you worried about your one account, but open up a savings account. And just start saying, God, I know you don't send it. I know it's here. But even though I haven't made it there yet, I'm going to start taking steps to receive what is here. Now, see, what stops us is, we'll stop climbing the ladder because nobody sees what's up here. And people will start telling you, ain't nothing up there. You got to be prepared to look crazy. That I'm climbing even though I don't see it.
That's right. That's right.
That I'm going even though I don't even know it's there. But God has already told me something is there. See, we have to have enough vision to where I act before I see. enough vision that I move before God even moves. Why? Because I got enough faith and I got enough sense to know this, that if God promised it, that if God promised it, he's not a man that he shall lie. So no matter when it comes, I believe it's coming. I said, number one, get comfortable being crazy. Number two, count on confirmation. Count on confirmation. Genesis chapter 6, verse 20 says, sending the animals. In verse 20, confirmation was this. God told Noah what to build. Now I'm really finna speak to somebody right here. God told Noah what to build. Noah could have said, God, you crazy, but I'm gonna do it anyway. No confirmation that God was doing what he said he was going to do came until verse 20. Because notice this. This is when he gave him the promise. He told him, he says, get 2 of each animal, living thing. But then he turns around and says, verse 20, he says, I will send you 2 of each animal. Why does this make sense? Oh, Pastor AD, what does this have to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything, because notice this, when Noah acted on the vision that God gave him, God made his labor easy.
Yes.
Think how crazy Noah had to be going around trying to get 2 lions. You can't do it. 2 kangaroos, 2 rhinos, 2 snakes. But all he told him to do was act on what I told you and allow me to send it. Let me tell somebody this. When you start acting on your vision, some stuff you ain't even got to work for. God will just start sending stuff your way. Noah said, he told Noah, he said, just sit still and watch me send them. All you had to do was operate in what I told you to, and then I will send what I promised you. Right? Watch this. Then, in chapter 7, verse 16, the second part of the confirmation is that now every animal got on the boat. When every animal got on the boat, when they all got on the boat, the door was so big, Noah couldn't shut the door himself. Genesis chapter 7 verse 16 says, then God shut him in. This is confirmation right here. Because God shut the door that he couldn't shut. Let me park on somebody's street. Because really, you need to be shouting for the doors that God closed. Because there's some doors that God closed that you wanted open. But God, I just thank you that you shut the door. And God, thank you for shutting the door. Watch this. When I didn't have the power to shut it. There are certain things that you won't have the power to shut. That God has shut. Let me put it in this term. Let me put it in this term. God will give somebody the strength to walk away from you when you don't have the strength to walk away from them. But instead of crying over who left, start rejoicing that God stayed.